So here we go. We're going to get KJ and Kenny. This is live television.
Yes,
good to
sir.
see you.
Yes, sir.
Grab a chair.
Yes,
Look at
indeed.
this, huh?
How you doing, man?
Good to see you, man. How you
Good to see
been?
you.
Good morning.
Can't complain.
I know you're enjoying this weekend.
Oh, it's a fun weekend. Well, obviously the game made it fun, but just the camaraderie and getting to see generations of players from Carolina all here at one time. We had put together a little reception last night.
I heard there was a point guard party last night.
Yeah, we had about 30 guys, man, that were just in town. I knew we were there. I was like, let's do something at the hotel, and wound up being a nice event. You get all the generations, all the stories, all of the different things, a great family reunion.
All right, but wait a second. How about my man here the other night finds his way back to the hotel?
I don't know how he did that. You got to tell. I don't even know how you did it.
Bus?
On
you got on the team bus?
On the team bus. And, it's crazy because I'm 1 year removed, so I'm still I played against and with these guys in practice and competed with them and talked trash to them and killed RJ and Caleb in practice. That's another story.
Yeah, okay,
but,
we need to hear that one.
Yeah, we need to hear more about that.
Things you miss is, being in the locker room and being on the team bus. And you don't realize it until you go back. And then you come back and you're going on the team bus and they're just talking about plays in the game. They're talking about, their girlfriends coming and I can't wait to get to and see my parents and all this stuff. And the band is in the hotel playing. There's thousands of fans. It was the best experience. It's one of my favorite Carolina experiences.
Hey, Kenny.
I got to figure out how to get there tonight. I got to figure out.
Hey, Kenny, when I went to work at Georgia Tech and Dad was still doing Carolina, I wasn't allowed to go on the team trips anymore.
Oh, my God. Hey, listen. You know what the funny thing is if you look at, again, the two schools that, and obviously the Kansas-Villanova game was a great game.
Yeah.
But I said it on the air when we were on the air. I just thought it was probably, in our generation, the most historic game that has ever been played. I don't think you ever can replicate what was going on. Coach K, obviously, is his last game. Hubert in his first Final Four. You have Duke, North Carolina. You have the plethora of players that's come through both programs. You could never recreate that environment again. I don't think ever in our lifetime. It will never happen again. So the greatest college basketball game of our lifetime was played last Saturday night.
Well, and plus there's only one first.
Yeah.
That was a first.
That was a first.
258
first time ever.
Right,
first
258 times they've been battling, but it's the first time we saw them in the Final Four.
The only thing gets better if we play them in the national championship.
Well, maybe next year. KJ, I want to go to you, though. But, you've seen North Carolina at a high and a low during your career. I mean, that's got to make, I think, even what's going to happen tonight even more special because you've seen the ebb and flow of this program.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing because this is the first year where I not only just watched UNC, I kind of got a gauge for everybody in college basketball. And I really became a fan so much more of just the ACC and being able to see them come. In my time, like you said, we've had highs and had lows, and they had the same thing this year. My first game calling UNC this year, they were down 25 at halftime. And so as an alumni, I came on and I said, I know these guys, they didn't show up to play today. They just simply didn't show up. And it was hard for me at first to come on and say that because, you're debating, all right, I don't want to be too hard, but you have to call it how you see it, no matter who it is. If it's Duke, it's Carolina, you got to call it how you see it. And I've learned that, and I'm so proud of how far they've come between then and now.
All right, we were in Houston a couple of years ago, and I know you got excited in the Syracuse, and then they played Villanova for the championship game. But we got video here that this was the other day.
Oh, okay.
Now, I mean, this is Saturday, not Houston. No, I'm not doing that to you on Houston.
It's too early.
But the other day now, I mean, you're like, and I know it's tough for former players, Kenny. I've been told. I mean, Brendan Haywood told me years ago it's hard for former guys to sit and watch, isn't it?
Well, because you understand, as you see that guy behind me, Charles Barkley, cheering against it. But I think the one thing you see is, you're not only just cheering as a alumnus or a former player, but you really cheer as an alumnus as well.
Yeah.
Because you're in the stands. There's no control, and I think everything, all your emotions are there. You understand what the magnitude of this is. I think even more than the average fan that's sitting there.
Right.
And you understand. I've went to the Elite Eight Final 3 times out of my 4 years there and lost every year in the Elite Eight to the eventual national champion. So I understand what this means and the levity of it. So I think all of those emotions is like you're living vicariously through the players. It's funny because Pete Chilcutt's son came up to me last night at the reception. At the time, he was, I think, 6. He shows me a picture. He was 6 at Pete's wedding, and I'm standing with Hubert. And Hubert, and he's 6. He's 32 now. And so, but that's the environment that you're. All those emotions are in those moments as you're watching the players play.
Kenny, who knows who makes the big shot tonight? Because it may come down to that. It could be another legendary shot. Somebody makes something. But Caleb Love's shot, the 3, the dagger against Duke, given what was at stake. You've been a part of this program for 100 years. Where's that shot fall in the pantheon of incredible moments of North Carolina basketball history?
It's definitely in the top 5 moments of ever. Obviously, if it was a national championship win, like Michael's was, which is a little bit different, that's, but because of who it was, the levity of it, yes, it's top 2, 3 without question. It was what no one could hear, but and I know now with Pat Sullivan on the bench, Sean May, and Hubert being in the NBA, that's an NBA play, meaning I'm screaming, shoot the 3, because it's 27 seconds, because you're up 1.
Right.
If you make the 3, the game is over.
Right.
If you miss, all you need is 1 stop. So there's a no lose situation. So I was so happy he looked for the 3 and was able to contest, make it off. And then when he shot the 3, the game's over because now it's a free throw contest. And so, I think Hubert's experience of being in the NBA and knowing that, this is the play we're looking for, and then obviously Caleb's fearlessness to take it is really incredible.
And wasn't that the greatest thing about the game, though, Saturday night, was both teams. It wasn't just one guy making, I'm on fire, give me the ball. How many guys stepped on both sides and said, hey, I'm making the shot? And I thought the last 2 or 3 minutes was just brilliant basketball.
Well, brilliant basketball, and, both sides, obviously, with Bancaro was playing incredible. Griffin had, great drive to the basket. They were in foul trouble, Williams and their bigs for Duke. But I'm never, for KJ, I got a question, like, when you guarded and was playing against RJ and Caleb in practice, could you see this type of growth? Because to me, from last year to this year, the growth has been phenomenal.
Super solid.
Yeah. And I don't know if you could see that growth last year.
Yeah, well, for me, obviously, in the summer, I did a list of top 5 of every position, who's coming back and who's going to be the best players. And I put Caleb Love as one of the top 5 point guards coming back. I put Armando top 5 centers coming back.
Yeah.
And a lot of people gave me flack for it. They didn't understand it. But I had seen it firsthand every day in practice, what they could do when they had their confidence right. I think the biggest thing for Caleb last year was his shot selection. And yeah, he was shooting, that big shot like he hit the other night, but he just wasn't shooting at a great percentage. And he worked out. In the summer, he came to LA, worked with the legendary trainer Drew Hanlon, worked on his shot all summer long. RJ's always had the confidence. And there's the 2 All-American point guards, McDonald's All-Americans coming back. I felt like they were going to have a great season, and they did.
What's the key tonight for both of them?
What do you think
for Carolina to win tonight, what happens?
I think, there's 4 guys that can go off for 20 points on Carolina, either Brady, RJ, Armando, and Caleb Love. And I think one of those guys has to go for a 25 for them to win.
Okay. Kenny?
Well, I would say that there are 4 guys that can get 25 to 30 because they've proven that in the tournament that they've scored 25 to 30. I don't think there's a team in the country that could say they have 4 guys that could get 25 to 30 points in the country or have gotten it to win a national champion. I don't think that's ever happened. 4 guys that's gotten over 25. So I think the pace of the game for Carolina is great, honestly. Kansas likes to play fast, and when you have, if you and I shot 10 shots.
I like your chances.
You know what I'm saying? You might make 7, I make 7. We might not know who's a better player. But if we both shoot 30 shots or 40 shots, my percentage is going to go up. And I think because they play fast, I know Ochai's a great player. Abaji's a great player, Ochai Abaji. But I don't know if he's Bancaro, and I don't think he's that.
I got you.
So I don't know if they have enough to play fast, even though they're the best in the country to this point at playing fast.
Yeah.
That, to me, I think could be the separator. When you give Caleb, Manic, and RJ and Armando 4 guys more shots, I think that's to their advantage tonight.
Kenny, if we took 10 shots each and we tied, Barkley would ride you. He'd ride you right out of New Orleans. He'd never see you again.
10 layups.
There you go.
Look here, Jet. This, as you know, is an old school show, right?
Okay.
I mean, you obviously know we're old school.
Say no more.
All the way. Before we go, KJ, you know what I'm getting ready to do to your old man, don't you?
No,
Let's go to the picture. Here it is. Let's flash it back. 1360 CHL.
Oh, wait. What?
Spin the vinyl.
Come on.
I remember that day with your dad, man. I remember that.
Was that early in the morning? Yeah.
No. You know, no, I had the sleepy eyes back then, still do.
Is that hair?
My brother used to say, you have the meekest eyes ever. But that was my first interview ever at Carolina. So they were like, you're going to do it with Woody Durham. You're going to do an interview for the Dean Smith show. And I was like, being from New York, we didn't have any of that stuff. So I had no idea what it was. And they said, what do you want to do? I said, Mr. Durham, I'm into music. He says, okay, we're going to take you to a music store.
Yeah.
And we're going to play some records that you like to hear. So that was my very first interview as a freshman at North Carolina. Yes, I wish I had that hair.
I was about to say, is that a lineup?
Oh, wow. I wish I had that hair.
That's funny.
Hey, thanks for coming to do this. Good luck tonight, my man.
All right.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
Kenny.
Thank
Hey,
you.
by the way, tell Barkley to understand, it's Baycott. He couldn't even remember
No,
the guy's name.
no.
Help him out, will you?
Well, you know what? The one thing, with Charles is, like, we'll play and he'll say, what's Kevin? I'm like, Durant. It doesn't matter. It's not just college basketball.
He's
He
Bobby
does that
Crimmins.
with.
He's Bobby Crimmins.
No, he does that all the time. Without
That's
question.
classic.
Kenny Smith, KJ Smith.